paralyzed by choice. And I can simplify the analogy all the way down to when you ask someone what they want for dinner and they just can't decide, right? So we get paralyzed by choice when it comes to that. You've got athletes that are in the process of being recruited, right? Signing their letters of intent or doing their official visits, or they're somewhere in the process of it's decision time for them somewhere, and it depend. You make your decision on what level of choice that is, but and it could be what travel ball team they're going to be playing with. Okay. But we're paralyzed by choice. And so how can we get around, how can we get away from that feeling of being paralyzed by the choices that we have to make, or deciding between multiple things, right? So when we talk about paralyzed by choice, it's not this dread of, hey, I have to do this. It's not like the decision has been made and I don't want to do it, and so I'm not going to do it. I'm not talking about that. What I mean by that paralyzed by choice is you actually have a decision to make. It could be something small, like we're just talking about where we're going to eat for dinner tonight. I don't know, you decide. I don't know, you decide. I don't know, you decide. We all do it, right? Kids do it, wives do it, husbands do it. Everybody does it, right? We could have that paralysis. We hear about paralysis by analysis, right? We get so caught up in that. But before we get to that analysis, let's talk about that choice. When it comes time for you to decide on what you want to do, whether it's what team you want to go play for, what team you want to try out for, whether you want to continue to coach, whether you want to continue to play the game, what choices you want to make in your high school classes, your courses that's going to set you up to go to college academically. And then on top of that, these athletes, they've got to decide what major they're going to study when they get to college. So it's not even, there's a whole lot that goes into that those decisions that we've got to make. So how can we avoid this paralysis by choice? When we just don't know what decision to make. This past weekend, we had a family emergency up in North Carolina. Of course, everybody kind of knows that I live in South Carolina. Though we had a family emergency, and I was torn between if I should go up and help with whatever I could do, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Not that I could do a whole lot. I mean, my family is in place up in North Carolina, and they were able to do everything that I ended up going up there anyway. But I had a choice to make. Was I going to have to make some arrangements around here with my family, my immediate family, wife and my kids, and be able to go up there and be able to help out, and so you battle that internally, right? You don't know. Like for me personally, I didn't know, is it the best decision for me? Am I going up there? Am I just going to be in the way? Is some of the stuff that I have going on here, can I push it off? Can I, So I ultimately made the decision to go up there, and I'm glad I did. I was able to kind of help take care of some things. I was able to lighten the load on some people and different things going on there. But you get that. You get that feeling of, I don't know what's the best decision, and so I relate that to when it came time for our family as a family to decide on where we were going to go with our daughters, with my daughters playing ball. What's the best situation for them? Where do they want to play? What team do they want to play with? How far are we willing to travel to join a team? Was I going to stay out of coaching, or was I going to, continue to coach, or was I going to start back coaching? What was I going to do? And you go back and forth, and you don't know, and you never know if that decision you're making is the right decision. You never know. And then there's always that second guessing. So when you think about that second guessing, you're already paralyzed by choice. and then you finally decide on what it is that you're going to do, then you start second guessing, was this the right choice? Was this the right choice? And everybody deals with it. We say that, well, nobody knows my situation. Nobody has to deal with it. Why me and this and that? Why do I have to make this decision? No one else does. And there's so many people out there that have to also make those decisions that you make too. So you're not alone. Being able to talk to someone, maybe inside or outside of your circle, about being able to voice it, and you don't necessarily have to get their opinion or take their opinion or whatever. Maybe just you hearing you go through it, like you hearing yourself, you hearing you talk about it, you being able to kind of verbalize it and put it into words and be able to kind of break it down, right? What helps you make a decision. And you're never going to know, like on these bigger decisions, and like, maybe it's a career move, maybe it's what school choice, maybe it's what major choice. You're never going to know the future. You're never going to know what's going to happen. That's just how it is. It's left up to fate. It's, and what's going to happen, it will happen. You can decide and plan as much as you want to. You can make the choices and stuff, but ultimately it's not up to you. But if you can have confidence in your choice, that helps you when it comes time to making your decision on whatever choice it is. So when it comes down to school time, if you can do your little Venn diagram, or you can do pros and cons, on different levels. And maybe it's 50-50 either way. And right now there's no way to kind of tell what you should do or shouldn't do. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully you're able to stand behind one and get on one. But everybody is paralyzed by choice on some level. Think about coaches. Who should I start in this game? Who should I pitch in this game? Think about coaches when they talk about their lineups. Where should I bat so-and-so? They could go off of previous week's stats or last week's stats or last tournament stats or stats from this tournament. It doesn't mean that that's going to be the best decision they can make. So they're paralyzed by choice. Who do I start? Who's my catcher? Who's my first baseman? Who do I sit? How long do I let her stay out there? She just walked one batter. Do I let her walk another batter? This team is knocking the ball to the fence. Who do I put in now? So unfortunately, there's no red lights and green lights that when you start thinking about something, you'll see a red light and it says, okay, that's the wrong decision. And then you start thinking about something, you see a green light, and that is the right decision. Unfortunately, that's not it. That's not how it works. But I guess, what I'm trying to get at with this paralyzed by choices, every aspect of your life on some level, we all deal with this paralyzed by choice. We all deal with it. You're not alone when you're trying to make a decision and you have no idea what's the best decision. It's just a part of how life is. So with these athletes, understanding that regardless, you're going to get to a point where a decision has got to be made. You have to make a decision, and with that decision, there's it could be good, it could be bad. You could have some good, you can have some bad, but have confidence in the fact that you made a decision, you've thought about it, you went with it, and this is what we're going to do. Now, I'm not talking about, in this instance, I'm not talking about choosing between McDonald's or Burger King or Texas Roadhouse or Logan's. And food is food. When you get to that point, you make a decision of what club team you're going to play for, or what college you're going to go to, or what sport. There's athletes that are multi-sport athletes that they get to a point where they've got to make a decision whether they're going to continue to be a multi-sport athlete through high school and into college. You got softball players that play volleyball and vice versa. They, multi-sport athlete in college. Or you got these athletes that I can get a full ride playing this sport, or I can get a half a ride in academic playing this sport. There's a decision. So when you go to make that decision and you bite the bullet and you finally like, all right, this is it. This is my choice. have confidence in that decision because you've gone through the process of thinking about it. You've done what you thought was best, and that's what you went for, and that's what you did. So it's a real thing. You're not the only one that goes through it. You're like me. I go through it all the time. You're scared that you're going to make the wrong choice when it's a big time thing. What car you're going to you want to buy to drive. It's big. I mean, go back and think about it. If you got little ones right now, think about Halloween costume. There's so many choices, right? You don't know what you'll go. You go to Baskin Robbins or you go to whatever your favorite ice cream shop is, and you look up and everybody does it. They all look at the same board. They look up there, and there's just choices. Choices like crazy. It's hard for you to make a decision, right? It's like that in life. Wherever you go, whatever you're doing, wherever you go, you're always going to have to make a decision. But we all do. Like there's more people out there. And this is the truth. There's more people out there that are going through the exact same stuff that you're going through that you don't believe. You're not the only one that's going through what you're going through. I know a lot of times it seems like that. I was the same way. Why me? Why do I have to decide this? But there's a lot of people out there that get you. They understand you. They go through the same stuff that you're going through. So you're not alone in this. But all you can do at the end of the day, all you can do is what's best for you and yours, right? That's it. And you have to have that confidence. You have to be confident in that choice. If I got to make a choice. I truly don't know which one is right. I don't know what I should do, but I have to make a decision. And whatever decision you land on, boom, that's it. And then we move on from it. We can't dwell on it. You can't, don't go with regret. I should have never made this choice. I should have went with the other one. That's just the way life is, folks. We gotta live with choices. We gotta make decisions. We gotta make choices. It's not easy, but try to avoid that paralysis when it comes to trying to make a decision. We do it all the time when you pull up to a drive-through. You could tell yourself, I'm going to go to McDonald's, I'm going to get this. Then you get up there and you start looking around. You start letting that feeling of being paralyzed by choice leak in. It happens. We're all like that. I'm as guilty as anyone about that. You can talk to my wife, talk to my kids about that. We talk about it all the time. What do we want for dinner? I don't know. I don't know either. What do you want? I don't know. It happens. And that's on like this small level. When it comes to like big time decisions, what car to drive, what to get for Christmas, what Halloween costume, that's all like little stuff. When you start talking about like college, what major, what classes am I going to take in high school? Am I going to take honors? Am I going to take AP classes? Does it benefit me? And then you have the real life stuff that athletes go with. Boyfriends and girlfriends and parties and get-togethers and what am I going to wear to school today? I mean, we all have it. So I just thought maybe you guys would like to hear that somebody is going through it too. Everybody's paralyzed by choice.